Okay, so I saw. It's been so long, and the movie that broke the long stretch of the inability to go watch movies was Disclosure Day. Now, me and my wife now have a 1 year old, and he's at the point now where he can go to a day home, so there is a bit more free time for me during the day as I work from home while my wife is at work. So I decided to waste a few hours of that time, and I do emphasize the word waste, on a movie called Disclosure Day. Now, this is Steven Spielberg's brave return back to the cinemas, and he goes back to the well for one of the main topics, and that topic would be aliens. He's made quite a few movies about aliens: E.T., Close Encounters of the Third Kind, War of the Worlds. Um, so there, it's definitely a topic that he feels strongly about, and maybe this is why the movie felt very preachy, and why it felt like there was a message that was very forced, and like he really wanted to say something to this film. And ultimately, I feel like it fell a bit flat. I'm not gonna have any real spoilers in this video, so this will be spoiler free. So if you're looking for spoilers, maybe click off this video, find another video. There's tons of spoiler videos. But if you're looking for a non-spoiler video, hey, stick around and feel my thoughts on this and listen to my thoughts on this film, which definitely felt kind of like a psyop, I will say, because the whole point of the film was like the governments and these societies are really trying to suppress the information that there is aliens out there, right? Like aliens do exist, and it's just too much for the public, so we can't let that information out there. This is the government, right? Meanwhile, in real life right now, it's quite the opposite, right? The government really, it feels like they're forcing you to accept this information. Like, guys, look at all these files. Aren't you paying attention? Don't look at that over there. Don't look at that stuff. Look, aliens, guys. And it just feels so convenient because we're at the time where AI can recreate videos and create high definition, very good fakes. And even if this was the case, like, why would this be the time of disclosure? It's like we could have done this anytime, but now we're going to do it with AI when we know we have the tools to create fake videos now. This is the time that you want to release all this stuff to make us believe in aliens. This is why I'm saying it feels like a psyop, because even the story is the opposite, right? It's like the government suppressing all this stuff, which is very opposite to what's happening right now. The government is very like forcefully like, here you go, alien stuff, guys, check it out. We're dumping all these files online. It's weird. It's very weird. And speaking of weird, Steven Spielberg feels very out of touch with the way that this film played out. Like, even, we're living in a time of technology, and it feels like the movie was written in the 80s. Like, the way that they're going to get the message out is like on the news. Do people watch like television news? People watch YouTube. People look on their computers, on their smartphones, on the internet for information. They're not watching the nightly news. Like, this is the way that they were going to get that message out there. Like, it's insane. And the ending itself, I'm not even going to get to that. It's very odd. The CGI as well on top of this, it was horrible. And this is weird because this is a director that used to have some of the best CGI in his films for the times than any other director. Like, you look at Jurassic Park, my God, that movie was made in the early 90s, like 93. And the CGI on the dinosaurs, even to this day, look better than, in my opinion, like Jurassic World. They might not move the best, but the actual visuals, like the lighting, the textures and stuff, looks incredible compared to modern CGI for the most part. Like, of course, there's going to be some CGI better than that now because it's been like so long. It's been like 30 years, but my goodness. I think the CGI in Jurassic Park, the original from 1993, directed by himself, Steven Spielberg, is better than the CGI in Disclosure Day. It felt very rushed, which is odd because I feel like they had a decent amount of time to make this film, but there's other things people don't like about the movie. If you're a Christian, it felt like it was very much kind of trying to get people to go against their faith necessarily or question their faith, but for some reason it was only Christians. They never mentioned the fact that wouldn't all religions have to come to terms with this if this is the truth. There's aliens and stuff like that. It wouldn't just be Christians, but it felt very like, I don't know. It just felt like there was a lot that he wanted to say, and I just felt like it kind of came off as very preachy, and I didn't really like it. The script, there's a lot of plot holes in the script, a lot of the way like characters talked, it felt like AI wrote some of it, or I don't even know, because they would describe like what they're doing. And that was the way I used to write short sketches or short films when I was in middle school, right? When me and my brother would get our camera out, our camcorder, and we'd film some stuff. They would all be all this like exposition that the characters would say, and you wouldn't just act it out or show it like a good visual director. You wouldn't need to have all this exposition or people explaining their relationships with each other, like, yo, my brother, but like it's their actual brother in this case. But it's like, yeah, I haven't seen you for like 5 years, or like, and just going into weird, deep, specific details about two people's relationships. It doesn't need to be said, if you're a good enough director, storytelling wise, visuals, you don't need to, everything can be left unsaid and you could read between the lines. And that ultimately makes for a more interesting experience, I think personally, when like an actor comes up with their own backstory and then they play that out in their head as they're acting. I think it's more interesting. I think that it leads to more interesting conversations. Like, I like to go to movies before with friends because we would discuss it, like at a bar after. We would discuss the movies, and whenever they were a little more open-ended or something, or there's a lot of scenes that were kind of unexplained, you come up with your own theories. And this is the fun thing. This was the fun part for me when it came to watching movies. And ultimately, it became one of my biggest passions. I went to film school. I went to broadcasting and film. And, I was making YouTube videos for since like 2007, 8. So, geez, it's been almost 20 years of me making YouTube content, not obviously on this channel, but just in general, uploading YouTube videos. So it's always been a huge component of my life. And I guess this is also my first review technically on this channel. I've talked about Stanley Kubrick before a few months ago on the channel. But if you guys want to see more reviews, maybe once a month I'll have a review on a movie that just came out. This time I thought it was interesting. I'll open it up with Disclosure Day because I've talked about aliens before on the channel. I just feel like it kind of blends in with the themes that we talk about on the channel as well. Disclosure Day. Thumbs down, I guess. It was weird because early on there was a lot of raving reviews, positive reviews about this film, and I just feel like it felt very flat and ultimately left me very disappointed. And I'm not alone in this. You can also watch other people's reviews on this film online. Wasn't great. But if you've seen it and you disagree, let me know down below in the comment section. And with that being said, guys, I guess I'll see you in the next one. Take care.